Okay guys, so how is the audio? Can anybody confirm me please? And if the audio is clear, please someone confirm. I'm gonna just quickly share my stream with the group quickly with my Discord server.
Welcome everyone. Thank you all for joining us today for this second half of our next-gen PC platform launch. I loved seeing all of your excitement when we introduced the Ryzen 5000 series a few weeks ago. It was actually the most watched launch video in AMD history. And I must say, we're very proud of what Zen 3 brings to gamers. But today is all about Big Navi. I'm really excited to show you the new RDNA2 architecture and our full stack of Radeon RX 6000 series products. As you know, we brought the first generation of RDNA architecture to market in 2019 with the Radeon RX 5700 XT. And with the combined launch of the 5700 XT and the Ryzen 3000 series, AMD became the first company to introduce a high-performance CPU and GPU together. And we delivered a winning combination of
So is the audio fine?
gaming
Can someone confirm me please?
including CPU and GPU of the year in 2019 from PC Gamer. Now 2020 is really the year of the gamer. I know many of you can't wait to get your hands on the next-gen consoles. Whether it's the Microsoft Xbox Series X and Series S or the Sony PlayStation 5, we are so proud that AMD is enabling these incredible gaming experiences, which is why we like to say that AMD is where gaming begins. Now, earlier this month,
Ajay Rao, will AMD take your video down for streaming? No, bro. Generally, they don't do like this because you can see other people also react. Like when the AMD Ryzen 5000 came out, a lot of people actually live streamed it. So even if they take me down, so it's okay, no problem.
And for millions of you,
I just want people to enjoy with me together.
Now, as successful as we've been with Ryzen, many of you have asked us
It's quite
to
exciting.
compete
I'm just
at
quite
the
excited.
highest end of gaming GPUs as well. And today, we're ready to show you exactly what we've been working on. I'm so excited to show you the Radeon RX 6000 series. It's absolutely the most powerful gaming GPU we've ever built. I think you'll be pretty pleased with what you see. I often talk about the fact that we're on a journey, and we are on a journey. Just like with our Zen CPU architecture, we're on a multi-year journey in GPUs with our RDNA architecture. We designed RDNA specifically for gaming, And our first gen RDNA products delivered 50% better performance per watt over our GCN architecture. We wanted to take another big step with RDNA2 and deliver another 50% generational improvement in perf per watt. And with RDNA2, we also set the very ambitious goal to deliver leadership gaming performance. And now I'm very happy to show you for the first time, Big Navi. This is the chip at the heart of our high-end Radeon RX 6000 series.
All right, that's a huge die.
26.8
Oh my
billion
God.
transistors built with leading-edge 7
That's a
nanometer
big die.
process technology. Big Navi is our first product powered by RDNA2. We have made incredible progress on the architectural front. And now let me turn it over to AMD fellow Laura Smith to give you more details on the architecture.
Thank you, Lisa. Our graphics architecture roadmap has a clear goal. Gaming leadership
The problem is the
across
event
the
looks very much
ecosystem.
scripted.
The
I know it's a
GCN was
pre-recorded
great
event actually,
architecture,
but like
we knew
still,
we needed to rethink
it's
graphics and build the best engine for the future. We wanted to
like
build
it's
a
just
set
switching
of
between the
technologies that
scenes.
game
I
developers
get it.
could
Maybe
use
they're at
across
different
all
places actually.
platforms.
Who knows?
The first major step was RDNA, introduced last year. RDNA was a new architecture and used a 7 nanometer process node, which helped us with the large initial gains.
Yeah.
We committed to you that our engineers had plans in the works for RDNA2, and we would be back quickly with another significant improvement. By combining our expertise in CPU design, deep gaming history, and broad ecosystem partnerships, RDNA2 is built to be the gaming architecture for all gamers across console,
They're hyping it up
PC,
quite a lot.
and beyond. We had some very ambitious goals with RDNA2. Significantly higher performance, 50% improvement in performance per watt, and new hardware features.
50%
Individually,
improvement in
each of
performance
these
per watt.
goals is
That's
challenging.
gigantic.
When
That's just
combined, they
huge.
become extremely difficult because as you push performance, a natural side effect is more power. New features also mean more computation, further challenging both speed and power metrics. For RDNA2, we made significant gains in all these areas. The compute unit is the core of the architecture. We advanced all aspects of the compute unit design, leveraging techniques first developed in CPUs. We deployed pervasive fine-grained clock gating, reimagined the pipeline to aggressively maximize performance while minimizing data movement. In combination, these elements made the compute units 30% more energy efficient,
So they've
allowing them to
started
be
with
pushed
like,
faster.
so like they've
Gaming at
started with
4K
like
requires
efficiency.
more data to be brought into the chip. The amount of data more than
2.17x
doubles as
the
we move
bandwidth.
from 1440p to 4K.
At the same time,
more
0.9x
efficient
the
the
power.
memory subsystem is, the higher fidelity the images are, and the more you can push the frame rates. We took a new approach to solving this
Vishesh
technical
Das,
challenge for
AMD
gaming
Zindabad.
and deployed a graphics
AMD cards may
optimized,
fail in ray tracing
high-density,
performance. Dhruv,
high-speed
yeah, I mean
cache
the
based on the Zen L3 cache.
initial
We call this the
benchmarks
Infinity Cache.
showed that
The
the
Infinity Cache minimizes
I think
DRAM
6800
bottlenecks,
XT or
latencies, and
6900
power
XT is like
consumption.
on par with
Our
RTX
specialized
2080
Infinity
Ti
Cache,
when it comes to ray
combined
tracing
with a
performance. So yeah,
256-bit G6 interface, delivers more than twice the effective bandwidth of a traditional 384-bit G6 solution and at lower power consumption. High frequency is important for gaming performance. RDNA2 is built with custom libraries and high-speed design flows, maximizing frequency in 7 nanometer. With RDNA2, our silicon design and architectural improvements, we are able to deliver
more than
30% faster
1.25%,
frequencies in the
30%.
same
Okay,
7 nanometer process node.
30%.
Pulling all this together, the RDNA2
I hope they increase
architecture
increase
beats our
competition, decrease
aggressive
prices for
performance per
NVIDIA. Yeah,
watt
true.
goal, achieving 54%. With RDNA2, we also focused on bringing new hardware features into the architecture.
Like
We
after the
partnered
release of
closely with
5700
Microsoft
XT,
on
NVIDIA dropped the
DirectX 12
prices of
Ultimate
RTX
features,
2060.
including DirectX ray tracing, variable rate shading,
There you go.
mesh
Ray
shaders, and
tracing.
sampler feedback. RDNA2 will also support
RDNA2
Microsoft Direct
does
Storage
support
API.
like
We're
ray tracing.
excited about this new API that will enhance the gaming experience by
Like
significantly
how
reducing game asset load times from large
well will they support
SSDs.
ray tracing?
We
Can they
compared
compete
the
with the RTX like
performance of
3080 with
RDNA2
for
to
ray
our
tracing?
prior generation. And when we put it all together, on average,
Ishan Dixit,
RDNA2
why are you worried
delivers
so much? You don't
double
have to
the
worry that much.
performance. and with
Okay.
great power
Okay,
efficiency.
2 times
We are
better than
so
RDNA.
proud of
That
what
means
we've
that's going to be a
accomplished with
huge leap over
RDNA2,
RX
and we are
5700
not
XT.
stopping. The team is executing to plan. RDNA2 is here, and the RDNA3 team is well into execution. Let me welcome Scott Herkelman to show RDNA2 in our new
Jesse
RX
Shaji,
6000
AMD will win
series
against RTX
products.
3090. That's doubtful, bro. I think AMD will compete with like RTX 3080, 3070. I think they will stay at that level. Maybe they'll try, but I don't think they can beat RTX 3090. I'm just guessing. I don't know the benchmark numbers
Hello
that
to
will
all of the
come
gamers
right now.
tuning in, and welcome to our Radeon RX
Jack the Joker,
6000
bruh.
series product
28.6
reveal.
billion
As a
transistors.
hardcore
Hell
League of
yeah.
Legends and Borderlands 3 player and playing these games on our RX 6000 series over the past few weeks, I'm so excited and proud to be here with you today. Allow me to introduce you to our brand new AMD Radeon RX 6800 XT graphics card.
Okay.
The 6800
Hype.
XT is purposefully designed to play
72
all of your
compute
favorite
units.
AAA games at 4K and below
16 GB
resolution,
GDDR6
and
memory.
at the highest quality settings
2.25
available.
GHz
It
boost.
comes with 72 compute units and runs with a game clock of over 2 gigahertz.
Alright.
This card features
Cool.
a 2.25 gigahertz boost clock that pushes some of the highest frequencies we've ever achieved. All thanks to the incredible work done by our engineering team on the RDNA2 architecture. The 6800 XT will also feature 128 megabytes of Infinity Cache that is power efficient while driving the bandwidth needed for high resolution
What is
gaming.
actually this
Paired with
Infinity
16
Cache? What is this
gigabytes
thing?
of blazing fast GDDR6 memory. You'll be ready for the most demanding high resolution games that you want to play. And we've delivered all of this incredible performance with a
Saga
total
new
board
series,
power
the
of
55000
just
series,
300
I don't know when they will
watts.
come. I
As you
think
can
it'll take
see,
quite.
the
Okay.
6800 XT not only delivers on 4K 60 frames per second, but
Okay.
in most cases it overperforms.
13
We've
FPS at
been
Battlefield
maxing
5,
out all
113.
the settings in games like Battlefield
4K.
5, Borderlands 3, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and the performance has just been
Gears 5,
awesome
78
to
FPS at
experience.
4K.
Let's take a look
Ultra.
at how the 6800 XT competes head-to-head against the latest offering.
Yes, 5nm will be a significant
Here,
upgrade.
we compared their best API scores to our best API scores. The best versus the best.
Oh my god, they're saying
And
that
as
they
you
have
can see, the
surpassed.
6800 XT trades blows and has some significant wins across a variety of titles. And it does
So
all of
already
this at
6800
less power
XT and RTX
consumption
3080
than
are
the competition. For
are
the
at par with each other.
1440p gamers out there, we have some great results for you too. Over the last several years, more and more gamers have adopted 1440p
1440p.
monitors as their display of choice. Here are the same games we showed you before, running the same best versus best API scenario at 1440p resolution. I personally
So
love
at
seeing
lower
so many
wattage, the
games
6800
running at over
XT is
100 frames per
matching or
second
beating the
with all
RTX
of the settings
3080 in
maxed
most
out.
games
This is just
at
an
lower
incredible
power
amount of
consumption.
performance. All in all, the 6800 XT is a fantastic choice for enthusiast gamers. We even have
Damn.
more performance we are delivering with two very cool features. The first is a one-click overclocking button we've built
Okay.
into our Radeon software package
Alright.
that we call
God,
Rage Mode.
I
Now,
hope
Rage
the
Mode
drivers are
automatically
fine
takes
when they
advantage of
release
the
it.
overclocking headroom
I hope that.
built into your GPU to give you every bit of performance it has to offer. And the second is made possible
Thanks for the
because of the
explanation,
fact
Ajay Rao.
that only AMD can deliver both high-performance processors and high-performance GPUs.
Okay.
We call this new feature AMD Smart Access Memory. AMD Smart
Okay.
Access Memory unlocks the greater amount of high-speed memory from the AMD Radeon RX 6000 series graphics cards to the AMD Ryzen 5000 series processors. And it
Pritish
delivers
Parker. Nobody can say,
additional
bro.
levels of
Maybe
performance in
Pritish,
games.
we are seeing some
Simply
new
pair
era right now.
these components with our 500 series
Definitely
chipset
they will
motherboards,
have
enable the
the
setting in the BIOS,
like
and the
advantage
performance
in value
uplift
per money
becomes
proposition.
automatic. When you
Value for money,
combine
but like
AMD Smart
okay.
Access Memory with the one-click overclocking of Rage Mode, you'll get a boost in performance in many of the games you love.
Okay.
We're seeing up to a 13% performance increase. And that's before game developers begin to
Yes,
optimize
and yes,
for
bro.
this new
Obviously.
capability.
Competition
Now,
brings
we know a lot of
a
you
lot of
absolutely
progress,
love
especially in the
frames
value
per
for money
second
proposition.
performance just like us. However, we can also improve the game experience by reducing latency. The differences of milliseconds of latency in a
2
competitive
times,
game
okay,
can be the
second gen
difference
latency
between a major
reducing
win
technology.
and a major loss. Last year, we pushed the industry to recognize there was a better way to provide competitive gamers with less latency from mouse click to the screen, giving competitive gamers who own the RX 5000 series a serious leg up on their
Kaushik
competition.
Mitra, yeah.
Today, we are
Both
pushing the
AMD
boundaries
and NVIDIA
again
should worry
and
about the
further
stocks.
reducing latency in competitive games for even better
Sagar,
results.
I don't want to take questions or anything
Combining the
else right
latest
now.
implementation of Radeon anti-lag with the FreeSync monitor can
Sagar, I
reduce
already
lag
answered
in
your
your
question, bro.
DX9 and in your DX11 games. In Fortnite, for example, gamers can realize
We
up
don't
to
know when
8
Ryzen 5000 will
milliseconds
come in
of latency
laptops.
reduction
It will
by
take quite some
simply
time, I
enabling
guess.
this feature in Radeon software. More recently, we introduced Radeon Boost, a unique feature that's a step beyond anti-lag. For select games, Radeon Boost offers dynamic resolution in response to your mouse
Like, will
or
these
controller
features come
inputs,
to like
leading to
RDNA
higher
1,
frame rates and, as a result,
like the
quicker
5000
responses
series?
to
Will
your
it come?
input.
I don't know.
Both Radeon Anti-Lag and Radeon Boost can be enabled via the Radeon software that comes with your graphics cards, and neither of them require
Acer NITRO 5
proprietary
2020 review will
API
come.
or a game
Like, I
integration
don't
to
have a
provide
review sample. How will I get it, bro?
latency-reducing benefits. As you can see, the
And like,
combination of
already
these
Ryzen 5
technologies can
variant is not
contribute up
available in
to
India.
37%
The Ryzen 7 version is very good,
latency
actually.
reduction in highly competitive games like Fortnite running at 4K. Now, performance is king, but let's talk for a minute about how we are improving the visual experience as well. With full hardware support for DX12 Ultimate, the Radeon RX 6000 series is ready to enable ray tracing and variable rate shading in upcoming titles. We've also expanded our library of Fidelity FX features to work hand in hand with ray tracing, compute, and shader effects to enable the higher level of visual fidelity while ensuring high frame rates. For DX12 Ultimate, we've added an optimized denoiser for ray tracing effects and a variable rate
Jack the
shading
Joker.
algorithm
Yeah,
that can
it'll take
adapt
time.
image
It will
quality
take
based
time.
upon luminance and
Jack the
motion.
Joker.
We've also added a suite
October,
of
maybe, yeah.
compute-based effects
Who
to
knows?
be used alongside ray tracing,
Already Ryzen
like
4000 is
optimized
difficult.
screen
Like,
space reflections
it's
and
lacking
optimized
in yield.
ambient occlusion. We're always looking
There's
to
a
help
lack of
developers with new
supply for
initiatives
Ryzen
and are already
4000 for
working on a
laptops
super
already.
resolution feature to give gamers an option for more performance when using ray tracing. As of today, our AMD Fidelity FX
You can
supported
always
games
share your
list has grown
benchmarks
to
in our benchmark
35
section, bro.
titles
Jack
using
the
a
Joker.
variety of our features. So let's take a look at some of these new features in an upcoming game with never-before-seen footage from Counterplay Studios and their fantastic game, Godfall. Godfall is a brand new third-person perspective, next-generation looter slasher that challenges gamers to engage in high-impact melee combat as they hunt for loot, equip legendary armor, and defeat vicious enemies. Leveraging the latest DirectX
This is one of the
12
AMD
Ultimate
sponsored
API,
titles, of course.
Godfall features DirectX ray tracing, variable rate shading, and supports Fidelity FX CAS to deliver incredible
Like, how well will
levels
these
of
cards
stunning
perform in ray
fidelity.
tracing
I
compared to
personally
NVIDIA
can't wait
cards?
to play this game, and I think it
That's
looks
what matters.
absolutely fantastic. Now, let's hear from a few more of our game developer partners about the work they've done with us on RDNA2 and what you can expect in their games coming soon.
Imam Kakarot, that's my sister's book actually.
I'm here to talk about Far Cry 6 and some of the new technologies we've
chance.
been collaborating with AMD on to make
It's
our
my
game
sister's
the
book,
most
actually, not
immersive
mine.
and beautiful Far Cry ever. We've been working together to take full advantage of the new Radeon RX 6000
British Parker,
series
that's what I'm
and
asking
RDNA2
actually. I am also
architecture
not
for
sure. Will
best
this
possible
come for Ryzen
experience.
5000 also?
We've been very impressed
I think
by
it will come. I think
AMD's
these are all
latest
software
tech
features,
and
not
joined forces
hardware.
to bring Fidelity FX CAS, DXR ray tracing, and variable rate shading to Far Cry 6.
Okay, so Far Cry 6 is an AMD sponsored title right now?
To use a compute shader to generate a control texture.
Dirt 5, okay.
Which analyzes the
So I think these titles are now like,
gives us control at an
AMD
8x8
sponsored
tile
titles,
level as to
probably.
what shader rate we're going to be using. This enables us to render much more quickly but keep the same quality level.
World of Warcraft, Shadowlands.
We're excited to team up with great partners like AMD to bring some new features to World
Hi,
of
Omen.
Warcraft. World of Warcraft is built on a custom engine using the DirectX 12 Ultimate API. Another great feature on the RX 6000 is DXR ray tracing. Here you can see ray tracing evident in how the shadows are interacting with your character. What you're seeing involves incredibly complex computations on the RX 6000. This is a level of realism that hasn't been possible until recently.
But how well will it perform compared to
the
NVIDIA?
RDNA2 architecture and the Radeon 6000 series allowed us to introduce some of the latest DirectX 12 Ultimate technologies into our engine. Real-time ray
Jack the
traced
Joker, I think
shadows allow us to
RTX
introduce
3000 is quite
additional
unique,
shadow
but I
casting
think the
lights
traditional
into the
design of
scene
the
that
RX 6000
provide
might be more
much
effective.
more,
Who knows?
immersion
The
and
reviews will
detail
definitely come
into
out
the
and they will
world.
like compare between the two.
Over the next few weeks, developers of these incredible games will show never-before-seen gameplay
Dirt
with
5,
gorgeous
Godfall,
graphics that use a
World of
combination of ray
Warcraft,
tracing and fidelity effects
Rift
running on the
Breaker,
Radeon RX 6000 series graphics cards.
and Far Cry
Be
6.
sure to check
So
out
Far Cry 6 is
AMD.com
obviously the
starting
the
tomorrow to
flagship
see
launch
more.
title
I'm happy
for
to
AMD.
announce that the Radeon RX 6800
6800
XT
XT is
will be available on November 18th,
$649.
starting at $649. But we are not done yet. Today, we are also
So
announcing the Radeon RX
it's
6800 with
$150 more
60
expensive
compute
than
units, a 1.815
RTX
gigahertz
3070.
game clock with a boost clock
Okay, we
of
have a
over
non-XT version
2.1
also. Let's see.
gigahertz. It will feature the same 128 megabytes of Infinity cache and be available with 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory with a board power of just 250 watts.
Okay.
The Radeon RX 6800 is a fantastic entry into 4K gaming, delivering more performance
Entry-level
than the
4K gaming?
2080 Ti, which was launched at
Oh my god.
$999.
Oh my
The
god.
6800 delivers over 60 frames per second in all of these games,
It's
giving you
clearly
the
beating the
confidence
RTX
you
2080
need to
Ti
step into the 4K
with
gaming
smart access
experience.
memory.
That
Remember that.
same great performance extends to 1440p resolution, where the RX 6800 tears through the latest
2080 Ti
games,
is getting embarrassed,
delivering about
man.
18%
First
more
RTX
performance
3070
than the
destroyed it.
2080
Now the
Ti on
20,
average.
like the
The
RX
Radeon
6800.
RX 6800 will be available to gamers starting at a price of $579 on November
Okay.
18th. Now, let's
Ooh.
bring back Lisa to wrap things up.
So the RX what's that called? The RTX 3070 is $79 cheaper than the
Thanks,
RX
Scott and
6800.
The AMD Radeon 6800 XT and 6800
You can
deliver
say that
simply
because
incredible 4K and
the
1440p
RTX
gaming
3070 actually
experiences.
matches the 2080 Ti,
This is the power
as the
of
RX 6800
RDNA2. And once
beats
we
the
add the smart
RTX
access
2080
memory
Ti. So you can
technology,
maybe
gamers can even
compare
get
between the two.
higher frames per
But like,
second when pairing Radeon
haven't seen
6000
cheaper cards
GPUs
yet.
with Ryzen 5000 series. Now, I saw online that some of you were wondering which big Navi product we previewed during our Ryzen 5000 launch earlier this month. For the record, that was the 6800 XT. But you know, we always save the best for last.
Best for
and I
last. Okay,
always
guys,
get
it's coming.
The most fun jobs.
6900 XT is
So
coming.
today,
Jack the Joker.
that means I have one more GPU to show you.
One more,
we didn't
one more.
stop with the Radeon RX 6800
One more.
XT.
Oh my god.
We knew that the RDNA2 architecture could give gamers even more. I'm so excited to share with you for the very first time the AMD Radeon RX 6900 XT. Now, isn't this just absolutely gorgeous?
Oh my god.
And you'll see that it's actually relatively compact for all the performance that it delivers. It's actually the same size as our 6800 XT card.
Okay.
Our top-of-the-stack Radeon
80
GPU
compute units,
is built for the ultimate
300
in
watt
4K
board power,
gaming
okay?
performance. The 6900 XT
It's the same
combines
power
80
as the
compute
6800
units
XT.
with a 2.25
It almost looks
gigahertz boost
identical.
clock to deliver even more performance at the highest settings. With 16 gigabytes of graphics memory, the 6900 XT is ready for the most demanding next-gen games. And with the power efficiency of RDNA2, we've been able to deliver all of this with a total board power of 300 watts.
300 watts.
Now, Laura showed you that we achieved a 54% generational improvement in perf per watt with the 6800
Wow.
XT.
Oh my god.
With the 6900 XT, we improved things even more, hitting 65% more performance per watt over first-gen RDNA. I'm so proud of our engineers who worked incredibly hard to optimize every aspect
I mean,
of RDNA2
I don't know, maybe like
to achieve
TSMC's
this
7 nanometer
performance.
process is
Now,
actually
let's
beating
see how all of
Samsung's
this
8 nanometer
translates
process
to
right
gaming
now.
performance.
Maybe that's
Running
a
at
problem.
4K with the highest settings, the 6900 XT looks absolutely fantastic. It's extremely competitive across the board.
With Rage Mode and
consistently
Smart Access
delivering
Memory,
high
it is
frame rates
matching
in
the
your favorite
3090.
games.
I can't believe it.
Just take a look
What
at
am I
the
seeing?
performance we see against the competition
Oh my
in
god.
Battlefield 5, Call of Duty, and Gears of War 5. All of this is at lower power with a smaller card form factor.
I just cannot believe it.
Now,
I
let's
can't
talk
believe what
about
I'm
price
seeing
and
actually.
availability. The AMD Radeon
$1,000.
RX 6900 XT will be available on December 8th,
How much is it?
starting at
$400 cheaper than the
$999.
RTX 3900,
You asked for
RTX
AMD to
3090.
bring the highest graphics performance to the gaming
$400
market,
cheaper
and we're doing just
than
that.
RTX
I hope
3090,
you now
guys.
feel that with the Ryzen 5000 series and the Radeon 6000
Guys,
series,
is this the start
AMD
of a
is
new
your
monopoly?
best choice for your next
Is this the
generation
start
PC
of a
gaming
new
platform.
monopoly?
Whether you want a game with ultimate performance and AAA titles at 4K resolution, or you're an esports
Chaitanya,
fan
yes,
who
without
needs incredibly
GDDR6
high
memory.
frame rates and
Without.
responsiveness. Across the board, for every gamer
I
at
mean,
every price,
whatever
AMD
like
has the CPU and GPU
whatever like
combination for you. So I
AMD
hope you're
says,
as
guys,
excited
I
as we
believe it
are.
because
We can't wait to get
like
these
I
products
mean,
in your hands. So look for the Ryzen 5000 series starting November 5th,
like I don't
the
even doubt
Radeon
them. I
RX
mean,
6800
AMD is
series
generally
starting
quite
November
genuine.
18th, and the Radeon
Okay,
RX 6900 XT starting December 8th.
December
To
8th.
wrap up
Okay.
here, this has been quite a journey for us. And I'm incredibly proud of our CPU and GPU teams who have worked years for this
My
moment.
God, I mean, this is a huge moment,
AMD is
guys.
delivering the best
This is a
in the
huge moment.
industry. We
Both
want to thank
CPUs
all
and
of you
GPU
for your
market.
passion and enthusiasm and for always pushing us to be the best.
Good job, Lisa Su. Dr. Lisa Su, good job. And the whole AMD team. Can I just rewind a little bit and just, look at the benchmarks once again?
And how the
6000 fantastic, where the RX 6800 tears through the latest games, delivering.
Just check this out, man. 1440p, it's beating RTX 2080 Ti at 1440p. It's just clear. It's just clear. So let me get this straight. Like the RTX, like the RX 6800 XT, what's the price of that? $579 for the RX 6800, right? Now the RTX 3070 costs $500. So at $500, the 2080 Ti, it can match the 2080 Ti at $500, and the 6800 is actually beating the 2080 Ti at $579. So NVIDIA is still the cheaper option. Now we don't know how well the 6800 can match NVIDIA when it comes to ray tracing performance. So this is a doubt. This is a genuine doubt, right? And so we are not yet seeing that value proposition with AMD. Like we expect generally to AMD to be cheaper than NVIDIA, but that's not the case. Although they are promising better performance, so that's something to be kept in mind, right? And where did we go? And by the way, the 6800 XT was $649, right? $649. 6800, yeah, there you go. The 600, it was $649 for the 6800 XT. That's $150 more than 6800 than the RTX 3070. So you have to choose, right? 6800 XT is clearly better than the RTX 2080 Ti, and it is beating the RTX 3080. So it's $50 cheaper than the RTX 3080, right? The RTX 3080 is $700, I think so, and this one is $50 cheaper. So at the higher end, like the 6800 XT and the 6800 and the 1600 XT, that's where AMD is playing the value game. The 6800 XT and the 6900 XT. So this is where AMD is positioning the system in such a way that it is cheaper than the NVIDIA cards. And for the 6900 XT, it's quite a bit cheaper. It's $500 cheaper. You can see the performance of the 6800, man. It's easily beating the RTX 2080 Ti. At 4K, and it is beating at 1440p as well. There you go. It's beating it at 1440p as well. Imma Kakarot, the problem is that listen, okay, just let me just go to the benchmarks real quick. Okay, so the RX 6900 XT with Rage mode and Smart Access memory. Rage mode basically is the overclocking. It is actually matching the 6900, matching the RTX 3090, right? Matching and sometimes beating and sometimes losing also, but losing by a small margin and winning by a larger margin. So we can say that both of them are quite equal. But the 1600 XT is $500 cheaper than the 3090, and we should remember that 1600 XT does have more VRAM, right? It has more VRAM than 3090. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. We don't know whether it is so I think at 8K, right? With 8K, the 3090 has an advantage because 3090 can do DLSS. It has a DLSS technology, so deep learning super sampling. So if you enable 8K with deep learning super sampling, that's where the RTX 3090 will easily win. The RX 6000 doesn't have support for DLSS, so DLSS can be a big deal for many people because 3090 has 24 gigs. Okay, thanks for the correction, Cold Killer. Thanks for the correction. I also get confused sometimes. So yeah, DLSS, right? DLSS will be the decision factor for 3090 and 1600 XT buyers. Uh, Otherwise, the performance with the 1600 XT looks absolutely fantastic, and the pricing is the the main thing. $999 for the 1600 XT. That's straight 400. That's straight $400 cheaper than the RTX 3090. So we don't know about ray tracing performance. We don't know about DLSS. DLSS is absolutely not possible. DLSS is not possible with Radeon graphics right now, but the ray tracing performance of the 1600 XT matches that of the RTX 2080 Ti. So you have to think that how important ray tracing is for you also. And the other thing about the Radeon launches is that we have to see how well the drivers are at launch. Remember, the RX 5700 XT didn't have the best drivers when it launched, but now the RX 5700 XT has really good performance. Like the 5700 XT is priced like an RTX 2060, but it performs like an RTX 2070 Super, and that's the main reason that RTX 2060 and RTX 2060 Super prices have dropped. That's because of the 5700 XT. So let's see how well the 1600 XT and the 1600 XT performs in games. I hope they don't mess up with the drivers, and you can see how proudly AMD is like pitching their like how proudly they're pitching their CPU and the GPU lineup. Like Team Red, man, Team Red, a full Team Red, full AMD gaming gaming computer for both productivity and gaming. Like this is like a historic launch for AMD. I must say that. Let's read some comments. I've been ignoring the comments for quite some time now. Even if it doesn't, $500 is quite a lot cheaper. Alfras, yes, $500 is quite cheaper. It's quite a bit cheaper, I must say. Like, let me see how much it is cheaper. 500 divided by 1000. So that's like 50% more expensive, right? The RTX 3090 is 50% more expensive than the 6900 XT. Now, how much is ray tracing worth to you, and how much DLSS is important to you? That's what you got to decide. I'm still laughing at 5600X beating the i9. Sai, there are no laptop GPUs. Quick maths. I'm sorry. Budget gamer, from where did you receive this knowledge of these things? Just curiosity, bro. Just curiosity. Nothing else. Where it's all about curiosity with technology, collect informations, keep up with all the releases and stuff like that. So yeah, I think most people will be more interested for the 6800 XT than the 6800, because I think people will choose RTX 3070 instead of a 6800, because that also supports DLSS. It also supports ray tracing, and 6800 also supports ray tracing, but we don't know how good the ray tracing will be compared to the RTX 3070, and it doesn't support DLSS. So I think between the RTX 3070 and the 6800, people will choose the RTX 3070. And when it comes to the other things, that's where the competition begins, especially the 3090 and the 1600 XT. 5600X beats the Core i9 even in single core. Unbelievable. I think 3090 is an 8K GPU. I don't think so, bro, that 3090 is an 8K GPU, because remember, it is using DLSS, right, to play games at 8K. At native 8K, it still can't deliver like 60 FPS, not even close, not even 60 FPS, not even close to 60 FPS, more like 40 FPS, 35, 45 FPS. So I don't think it's an 8K GPU. I think it's a 4K 120 FPS GPU. I can say that one. Like if you want to play high frame rate 4K ultra thin gameplay, that's where the RTX 3090 comes in. Option 1, you get a GPU. Option 2, no GPU. Hard choice to make. Can't wait for the mobile version of this. Yes, Harshdeep Singh. Like, I don't know when the mobile versions will come. Like, we don't even have the 5700M yet. People are talking about 3070, and here I am with the Intel HD 520. smart memory access will work with Ryzen CPUs only? Kaushik Mitra, good question. We don't know, but since they like actually, yeah, actually they did say, right? They did say. I think it will only work with. I think it will only work with like Ryzen CPUs. They did say that. They did say that only with AMD CPUs and AMD GPU you can use that SMA thing. They did say that. I just realized it right now. Ashutosh, then stick with the idea pad, bro. I would say stick with the idea pad. AMD working good. No one expected this. True, true. Nobody expected. AMD just went from like going from a like a in the GPU department at least they went from going from a totally value driven product to a product which is actually competing with the highest in NVIDIA cards, like at the absolute highest, and like this RTX 3090, like the RTX 3090. So previously they had the 5700 XT and the Radeon 7, I think so. But like they were still like below, quite a bit below than the RTX 2080 Ti. But now they're like claiming to be like above and matching the 3090. That's a massive jump. Ajay Rao, the stream is lagging. No, no, no. The stream is over, bro. The stream is over. The stream is over actually. So it's not lagging. Imak accurate. Remember one thing that when LTD did the video of the 3090, they were using 8K for they were 8K. They were using 8K with DLSS. They were not doing native 8K. Remember that. And yeah, the 3090 performs like a 3080 at 4K. I think it's 10% better. I think 3090 is 10% better than 3080 when it comes to 4K gaming. So both the 6800 XT and the 6900 XT are like breathing down NVIDIA's back right now. The new Intel discrete GPU, I don't have any idea about that, bro. I'm sorry to say. Radeon 7 was not very good. True. Radeon 7 was not very good. The 5700 XT, the 5700, the 5600 XT, those GPUs were quite good. Chaitanya, they did do a native 8K. Yeah, they did do, but like obviously, like if you want to see real like benchmarking videos, you can go and watch Bang for the Buck Gamer. He does a native stuff like that. You can check that over there. Check the performance over there. Which one is valuable? RTX 2060 or 100%? Bro, what kind of question is this, Yash? It depends upon you. RTX 2060 will not make a display more color accurate, or a color accurate display will not make your weak GPU into an RTX 2060. So you have to pick what you want. Like for me, 100% sRGB display doesn't mean anything. Like for a gamer, a casual guy who is not a professional, like 100% sRGB doesn't mean anything. We only want more performance, and you will get that with the RTX 2060. So I would go for an RTX 2060. Radeon 7 was a compute GPU. No, I think Radeon 7 is still on par with 3090 pure compute. We doubt that. I don't think so. Laptop equivalence will take how many? 10 months maybe? Minimum 10 months. Alfraz A, you can contact me on Discord, bro. You can contact with me on Discord. You can direct me, message me on Discord. Yash Patel, it is noticeable when you will have both the what to say, both 100% sRGB display and 45% and a 62% sRGB display side by side. Otherwise, it is really not noticeable. You cannot notice a display with your naked eye. Like you have to use what to say, two monitors side by side, and only then you can compare. Otherwise, it's not possible to compare. Are NVIDIA killing the Quadro lineup and replacing with the new name? What was the new name called? I forgot. Can you remind me? I forgot the new name. I totally forgot it. I mean, the Quadro P5000 and all, they still exist, but I just forgot the name. What was it called? Currently, there are no good laptops with Ryzen 7 4800H and RTX 2060. There are actually two laptops. One is available in India and other one is not available in India. The one that is available in India is the HP Omen 15 with the RTX 2060. But unfortunately, it's like finding like you want to say a diamond in the coal, coal mine. It's extremely rare to get. Like they only do it in flash sales. Maybe they'll do another flash sale at the end of the year. And the other one is the Legion 5, but that one I don't know. God knows when the Legion lineup will come in India. भाई RTX 2060 कितने साल चलेगा? It will work, bro. It will work. Don't worry. It will work like at least 2 years. After 2 years, you will still get 60 FPS at ultra settings in most games, bro. Don't worry. Afraz, bro. I try to reply to almost all comments, bro. It's sometimes I may miss. It's obvious. Like I don't have a team with me to read the chat and whatnot. So yeah, you can Discord. I am I'm quite busy these days, but still I open Discord quite often and I talk with people and I always reply to most of the comments. AMD should optimize drivers for OpenGL. AMD should optimize the drivers for everything, bro. I just want their drivers when they launch at launch to be perfected because first impression is very important. Like what happened with the remember what happened with the RX 5700 XT when it launched? It was quite bad, and now the RTX 20 now the RX 5700 XT is like beating the RTX 2060 Super easily. It's competing with the RTX 2070 Super. With AMD, it's always about the drivers. Better the drivers, better is the performance. It's just that. I'm amazed that they went with the name 6900 XT. Okay. The MSI GF 65 also have i7 9 Gen with the RTX 2060 at 94,000. Yes, Yash Patel. Actually, that product was one for a while. It was 90,000 rupees. I made a community post. You can check it out. I made a community post. It was actually at 90,000 rupees. That made it the cheapest RTX 2060 laptop with a six core CPU. He jacked the Joker. Yes, GF65 gets quite hot because it's a thin laptop and it doesn't have the vents on top of the fans, so that's an issue. Bishme Hota, thank you so much. 5600M future proof. It's just as future proof as an RTX 2060, I would say. It's still a new GPU. I think with driver updates, it'll be on level with the RTX 2060, so it's just as future proof as an RTX 2060, I would say. So 2 years down the line, you will still get good performance. MSI GF75 with the 1650 Ti 75K. Thank you. Look, bro, if you want to purchase a laptop with a 1650 Ti, I would say go for Radeon with Ryzen laptops, because the only reason to purchase Intel laptops right now is that you get more GPU options, like the higher end GPU options with the Intel laptops, which is unfortunate that you don't get those easily with the Ryzen 4000 laptops. So if you want to purchase a laptop with a 1650 Ti, then go for any Ryzen laptop. You'll get better performance than the Core i7 easily. Ryzen 5 4600H will give more performance than i7 10750H. And when it comes to games, the advantage of i7 only comes when you pair it with a high-end GPU like an RTX 2060. That's when the i7 can give you better frame rates than a competing AMD 4000 series CPU. But other than that, it's better to go with the Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7 with a 1650 Ti or 1660 Ti, whatever you want. But like, I think the i7 with a 1650 Ti combo doesn't make any sense to me. I'm just saying that. Cooling pad with Helios 300 RTX will be useful. Yes, it will be useful if you can find a powerful cooling pad where the fans are spin at least more than 1500 RPM. Chaitanya Singh, bro. The problem is that 3750H is not a good CPU when compared to the i5 9300H. I mean, the Ryzen 3000 series laptop CPUs were not as good as the not as good as the 9 gen Intel CPUs. Not even as good as the i5 9300H. So I have the Zinc PNE. I don't know what is that. Will there be great offers on laptops on Flipkart Diwali sale? I doubt. Uh, Flipkart Flipkart Plus members will get access from today, like at 12 a.m. So I'll see if there is anything available or not. How about I buy 4 PC case and put them on a mesh? Yes, it will definitely work. It will work absolutely great. But remember, you have to you have to use a power supply and stuff like that. So it's a bit of a hack. It's a bit of a mess. Low money RTX 2060 laptop, Akash. There are two options during the sales. You can get the Predator Helios 300 2020 for with the i7 and 2060 uh, for 99,000 for 1 lakh, or you have the i5 with 2060 for 90,000. But I don't recommend that because i5 is not it's not future proof. i5 is not future proof. Or the MSI GF 65 thin with the i7 and 2060, it goes for 95,000 or 90,000. Sometimes it even goes for 90,000 with the Core i7 9750H and the RTX 2060. The MSI GF 65 thin. Remember that the GF 65 thin is it gets quite hot, so you have to undervolt it and use cooling fans and stuff like that. So yeah, the MSI GF65 thin with the i7 and the RTX 2060, I saw it as the cheapest gaming laptop with an RTX 2060 and a 6-core CPU. I made a community post on that. You can go to my channel and go to the community tab, and you can see the laptop I listed there. I also gave the link. You can go and check there. Flipkart sale is tonight for Plus members. Yes, bro. From tonight. I'll just quickly open Flipkart. Let me just see. Yes, so you can start 29th October 12 a.m. Does that mean like 29th October as soon? It's quite confusing. Is it today 12 a.m. or tomorrow 12 a.m.? Like what do they mean? It's kind of confusing. Meme Finder, your benchmark video was very helpful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Video editing monitor, budget gamer. Okay, I'll try to make, bro. These days I'm quite busy actually. Oh, but no free V-Bucks over here, bro. I don't play Fortnite. I don't even play Fortnite. 55 degree CPU degree temperatures at on idle. It's a little hot, I would say, but like 50 degree is fine. But like with an i7 and RTX 2060, it not a problem. I mean, I don't think it's a problem. It's fine. But I would like like what are my CPU temps right now? Like it's 66, 72 around like that. It's undervolted right now. But like I have a lot of things running, like my so many things are running on Discord is running, my Streamlabs OBS software is running, everything is running, and I get this temperature. So like at idle, like my Helios 300 2018 gets like 45 degrees centigrade. Morg, PC technical stuff, just go to Hardware Unboxed, Paul's Hardware Unboxed channel. You can go to Linus Tech Tips channel. These channels are amazing for all the PC hardware and stuff. You will learn a lot. I learned a lot from these channels. Swapnil Negi, keep grinding, bro. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much for the appreciation. I want to buy gaming PC on 30,000 rupees. Bro, it's quite difficult to make a PC on 30,000 rupees, especially a gaming PC on 30,000 rupees right now. You can go with the Ryzen, it's difficult still. I mean, maybe you can manage with a Ryzen 3 3100 with a what can I give you? Like a GTX? No, 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 it'll not work. Like if you can manage a cheap A3 like a A320 motherboard, right? With an GTX, how can I manage? With the GTX 1650, like with the GTX 1060, a cheap A320 motherboard, Ryzen 3 3100, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 250 GB, 250 GB SSD, and 1 terabyte hard drive. You can try this configuration, but it's quite difficult. Ryzen 3 3100. RX 550 is quite old, bro. HyperX. If you want to go with such low-end GPU, then go with GT 1030. That is also better. Or you can go with, manage a GTX 1060. It costs around 12,500 rupees. The GTX 1060, it gives more performance than a GTX 1650. i3 3rd Gen 1050 Ti is still like the most, like a minimum card that you can go. Why would you go with a 1050 Ti, bro? Go with a GTX 1650. It's almost the same price as a 1050 Ti and it'll provide much better performance. So go with a 1650 instead of a 1050 Ti. RX 570 is better than 1650. It's Pritish, it's not better. It's actually far better. It's actually far better than a 1650. Like the RX 570 is beaten by the 1650 Super, not the 1650. But the RX 570 also has more power consumption, so he has to use a more expensive like power supplies and stuff like that. So yeah. AMD comes with a special encoder. No, it doesn't come with a special encoder, but the encoding performance with the Ryzen CPUs is actually better when it comes to, like, they have so much more like video encoding performance that if you use X264 encoding, it'll perform similar or even better than hardware encoding for NVIDIA. So you have to use a CPU like the AMD CPU for that, right? So yeah, like the Ryzen 5 4600H will perform better encoding performance compared to like a Core i7 10th generation with an NVIDIA GPU. So keep that in mind. Akash, should I really look for battery for looking for gaming laptop? Gaming laptops have really terrible battery, but let me tell you, the Ryzen 4000 gaming laptops do have pretty good battery life. Hasnain Raza is Helios 300 with i7 RDNA is a really good deal or future proof. It's a very good deal, bro. It's a very good deal if you can get it at 1 lakh. It's a very good deal. Which company's 5700 XT should I buy? I think Sapphire's one is pretty good. Sapphire's RX 5700 XT is cheap as well as quite good. I think it's Sapphire's. You can buy Sapphire's. Second-hand market reliable. Second-hand market is not reliable in India. Maybe you can buy it from your friends and people whom you know personally, but like other than that, maybe I doubt. Like, come on, Indians use their product quite rigorously before selling. Like they will use, like, look at me, like I am using my laptop for 2 years quite rigorously, and I'm still gonna use it for like next few years. So Shaurya Singh Sapphire Nitro is amazing. Yes, bro. That's why I recommend the Sapphire one. i7 10 Gen 1660 Super price 90K. It's pro, dude. Are you sure going with the i7 10th generation in 2020 right now? Because the RX, like the Ryzen 5000 series is quite a bit better. I mean, the 5600M will come. I mean, the Ryzen 5600 will come. Ryzen 5 5600M will come will come at I think $229 or $220 when it will launch. So I think that will easily outperform the i7 10th generation, bro. So I don't think the i7 10th generation right now is worth buying. Ask him to get a Ryzen like so yeah, maybe get a Ryzen 5000 desktop CPU in the future. Rashi, go with a 144 Hz monitor, bro, because you will get lots of FPS when playing esports titles. So 75 Hz is quite limiting. Yes, it's still working, no problem. It's not mine actually, Taranjit. It's one of like other persons, and it's still working for him. Chaitanya, I have actually never used BenQ monitor, but I have heard, they're quite popular. Obviously, the Zoe lineup is very popular for their gaming peripherals, so it might be pretty good. I don't know. So, guys, if anybody wants to, contribute to the channel a little bit, you can super chat me. I'll stay for another 5 minutes, and then I'll just go. So, yeah, if you anybody wants to support the channel, then the super chat is active. It takes quite a lot of effort to make the videos. I'm also quite busy right now, so yeah, if you want to contribute to the channel, then you may. Just saying. Arfaz, just press that symbol, that dollar symbol on the right, and there you can send me a special text with a super chat. Chaitanya Singh, I'm in college. Actually, I passed out in 2020. I studied BTech in computer science. I'm just waiting for my joining. That's it. I'm already placed a long time back. I passed out in July 2020, computer science engineering. Just waiting for my joining. I'm eagerly waiting for my joining. My joining got postponed due to the COVID-19. So me and my friends are all joining, are waiting for their joining. Will G5 give more than 100 FPS as well as triple titles? See, it will give like no, it will not give more than 100 FPS in AAA titles. Maybe you'll get if you consider like Apex Legends, it can give you like close to 90, 100 FPS in Apex Legends in Fortnite. You can't expect 100 FPS at in games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey or something like that. For that, you have to turn down the graphics settings, then you'll get. But AAA titles, sightseeing games, Rise of the Tomb Raider and stuff like that, you don't need high frame rate to play those games. So yeah, you'll get high frame rates in racing games, so like Forza Horizon and stuff like that. You have JE, and all the best, Chaitanya, for your JE. Which college? Rashi, Guru Nanak Institute of Technology in Kolkata. Zyrus. Bro, it's very simple. You can just enable the G mode, and once you enable G mode, all games start using the 5600 XT. So yeah, Ryzen 5 Pro 4650G के लिए बेस्ट मदरबोर्ड प्रो उतना मदरबोर्ड का मुझे नॉलेज अभी तक नहीं है. Buy a decent, like buy at least a B450 motherboard, because B450 motherboards will get a BIOS update for Ryzen 5000 next year. Or you can go for a B550 motherboard, like a cheap B550 motherboard will be enough. You get PCIe Gen 4 support, and it will natively support Ryzen 5000 CPUs next year. Not next year, like as soon as it is available. So go for B550 motherboard, I would say. Then what you can do is you can like go to the graphics option inside the settings, and you can manually add the game, and you can click it, and you can choose which graphics card you want it to run with. So you can do that one. Then you can add the game, and you can select high performance uh, for that particular game, for that particular exe file. Bro, when are the budget GPU coming? No, but nobody knows. Only truth. You saw with Ryzen 5000 launch also, like the budget series is coming next year, right? They started with the high-end GPUs because they want to create the hype for the GPUs, right? So yeah, budget GPUs will definitely come, like the 6500 XT. Maybe you have to wait for that. Pritish Parker, no bro, I don't play Valorant, and I'm not playing games that much these days. I don't have time. I mostly play sightseeing games these days. Story based games. I'm tired of playing competitive. I used to play PUBG a lot back in the day. Not back in the day, like about like 4 or 5 months ago. I used to play PUBG a lot. HyperS good specs, bro. Ryzen 3 3300X, A32D motherboard, Red Dragon. Only thing, the 550 is not that good, bro. Get a GT 1030. Even a GT 1030 is better than a RX 550. So I would say go for a GT 1030. Like the Zotac GT 1030 costs about 6,500 rupees, something like that, and it performs better than the RX 550. So I would say go for a GT 1030. The Zotac GT 1030 costs about 6,499, I think so. Only truth, yeah, they are quite a bit expensive, right? They are quite a bit expensive right now. So where are you placed at? Placement, more. I don't know. I'm allowed to reveal that on camera like this. But like I'm placed in a French multinational company that starts with the name C. Okay, that's the hint. Hyper, is it beat 1050 Ti or what? No, 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 no. The RX 550 cannot even beat the GT 1030. Like it is same. It's almost like same like the GT 1030 or a little bit below. Uh, are you sure about? Are you talking about the RX 550 or the 560 570? Because 550 and 560 are quite old. So yeah, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for joining the stream. I might be doing more streams in the future, so I hope you join it, and I hope you like my streams. And yeah, check the videos in the description. You will get some nice informative content. And if you like the content, please subscribe and support the channel. So yeah, like the video, share. And how excited are you for the new generation of graphics cards by AMD, the RDNA2? I'm also quite excited for the budget versions of these cards. So overall I feel the 6900 XT and the 6800 XT are the ones to buy. Uh, the 6800 non XT, maybe the RTX 3070 is a better deal than that one because it's $79 cheaper and supports DLSS, which the Radeon series graphics cards don't support anymore. Don't support till now. And for the 6800 XT, which beats the 2080 Ti, uh, it also beats the 3800 so difficult to say, man. The 6800 XT beats the RTX 3080 in most games. That's what shown. That's what was shown by in AMD at least right now. We don't know what graphics card they're comparing, the Founders Edition or something like that. So the 6800 XT beats the RTX 3080 at 4K, and it easily beats it at 1440p. And the 6800 XT is $500 cheaper than the RTX 3090, and it beats it or matches it in most games. Remember, we don't know about smart access memory. I think the smart access memory is only supported by the AMD CPUs, but like maybe next year you should obviously get an AMD CPU instead of an Intel CPU. The AMD CPUs are really ruling the market. The 5000, the RX 5000, the Ryzen 5000 series is really revolutionary. It's beating Intel in single core, in gaming performance, as well as obviously beats it in productivity. So going forward, I think for the CPU choice, it's quite clear you should go with the AMD Ryzen CPUs. But for GPU, the competition has just heated up quite a lot. So I hope AMD can make the drivers stable at launch, because first impression is the last impression, and I hope they can manage the supplies quite well, and enough supplies are available for the buyers to purchase. And yeah, so that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Uptesh. Join the Discord server down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.